Before you scroll, before you tell yourself you've heard stories like this before, pause for just a moment. Because what you're about to hear is one of those untold true stories that grips your heart quietly and doesn't let go. A billionaire who trusted technology more than people installed cameras to watch his own children. He believed he was protecting them. What he saw instead shattered everything he thought he knew. If stories that move you, heal you, and remind you of humanity still matter, take a second right now to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this deserve to be shared. Adrian Blackwell had built an empire from nothing. Steel towers, private jets, numbers so large they stopped feeling real. The world saw him as powerful, disciplined, untouchable. But behind the gates of his glass mansion, there was a silence money could not fill. 3 years earlier, his triplets Ethan, Noah, and Lily had been born healthy, laughing, perfect. Then came the accident. A faulty elevator in a luxury hotel, a fall no one should have survived. Adrian did. His children didn't walk again. The doctors called it permanent paralysis. 3 small bodies trapped in stillness. Adrian heard the words but never truly accepted them. He replaced grief with control. If he couldn't fix their bodies, he would control everything else. Therapists, specialists, machines imported from across the world. And when even that wasn't enough, he turned to surveillance. He installed cameras everywhere the triplets spent time. Not because he was cruel, but because he was afraid. Afraid of mistakes. Afraid of negligence. Afraid of trusting anyone with what remained of his heart. The screens in his private office showed every angle of the children's room, the therapy area, the garden ramp. He told himself it was protection. Deep down, it was fear. The maid arrived quietly into this world of glass and grief. Her name was Maria. She was middle-aged, soft-spoken, with tired eyes that carried stories no one asked to hear. She had been hired to clean, nothing more. No medical training. No authority. Adrian barely noticed her. To him, she was another background detail in a life already overflowing. The triplets noticed her. Ethan watched her with curious eyes. Noah smiled whenever she entered. Lily's fingers twitched when Maria spoke. Maria spoke to them as if they could answer. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just gently. She told them about her morning bus ride, about the birds she fed before work, about a son she had lost many years ago. She never rushed. Never pitted them. She treated them like children, not conditions. Adrian saw this on the cameras and dismissed it. Talking changed nothing, he thought. Kindness didn't heal spines. Weeks passed. One night, long after the house had gone quiet, Adrian sat alone in his office, staring at the screens more out of habit than concern. Maria was in the children's room, long past her scheduled hours. His jaw tightened. He leaned forward, ready to call security. Then he stopped. Maria had pulled a chair close to the triplets' beds. She wasn't cleaning. She wasn't working. She was holding Ethan's hand, pressing something small into his palm. Adrian zoomed in. It was a worn wooden bead, smooth and imperfect. Maria guided Ethan's fingers around it slowly, patiently, whispering encouragement. She did the same with Noah. Then Lily. Feel it, Maria said softly. Tell your hands you're still here. Adrian felt irritation rise. False hope angered him more than despair. He kept watching, arms crossed, heart guarded. Then something happened that made him stand up. Ethan's finger moved. Just a tremor. Barely noticeable. But real. Adrian froze. He rewound the footage. Played it again. Slower. The movement was there. His breath caught painfully in his chest. Maria didn't cry. She didn't shout. She smiled like she had been waiting for this moment all along. She kissed Ethan's forehead and whispered, "Good. Very good." Adrian's world tilted. The next day, he confronted her. His voice was sharp, accusing. He demanded to know what she thought she was doing. Maria didn't argue. She didn't apologize. She simply looked at him and said, "I was reminding them they are more than what happened to them." Adrian scoffed. Science mattered. Doctors mattered. Not wooden beads and whispered words. But that night, he watched again. Maria brought music. Old lullabies. She sang softly, off-key, unashamed. She moved their arms gently, not as exercises, but as dances. She spoke to their muscles like they could hear her. And again, movement. A twitch. A tear. A breath that seemed deeper. Adrian began watching every night. The billionaire who controlled markets now sat silently, heart pounding, afraid to blink. He saw something no doctor had ever shown him, not a miracle cure, but connection. Presence. Love without conditions. He called specialists. They reviewed the footage. Carefully. Quietly. They used words like neural response and stimulus reawakening. They said it was rare. They said it was possible. Adrian felt something crack open inside him. He invited Maria to speak. To explain. She told him about her son, paralyzed after an illness, abandoned by hospitals that said enough. She told him how she had learned that the body listens when the heart doesn't give up. That hope, repeated daily, becomes instruction. Adrian wept for the first time in years. The therapy changed. Not replaced, expanded. Doctors worked with Maria, not above her. The children improved slowly. Painfully slowly. But they improved. A finger. A toe. A smile that arrived before the movement. Adrian removed half the cameras. He started spending time in the room, not watching from afar. He read to them. Held their hands. Apologized to them, and to himself. Months later, Lily laughed out loud for the first time since the accident. Noah learned to lift his arm. Ethan said his first word since that terrible day, "Papa." Adrian sold one of his companies and created a foundation. Not for machines. For caregivers. For unnoticed people like Maria, whose compassion didn't come with degrees but changed lives anyway. Maria never asked for credit. She stayed until the children no longer needed her the same way. When she left, the house felt brighter, not emptier. Because what she had planted remained. This story isn't about a billionaire, or cameras, or even paralysis. It's about what happens when we stop watching life from a distance and start showing up. It's about the quiet power of love that refuses to accept limits. If this story touched you, inspired you, or reminded you that humanity still matters, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who needs hope tonight. Because these untold true stories only live on when we tell them together.